friends, I'm Courtney and welcome to my channel. If you don't already follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, feel free to follow me over there since I post a lot more bookish content more regularly than here on my booktube channel. So today we are going to go over a readathon I am taking part in, or reading challenge more so, in July. So it's a little bit early for me to be setting my July TBR, but I was very excited about this reading challenge. So as you know, I have hosted a couple of reading challenges on my own. First quarter of the year was the Read Around the World challenge. The second quarter, which is just wrapping up now, was the Read Like a Gilmore challenge, but I wanted to take a little bit of a break of planning my own and take part in this one, especially since it's just a month-long reading challenge. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to go about doing my reading challenges in the future, since 3 months is a long time. I think people appreciate that based off the prompts that I give and the options to have that long of time to be able to read it, but I want to make sure it's engaging, it's fun, it's entertaining, and all that good stuff. So I'm going to kind of reevaluate what that looks like, but in the meantime, I wanted to share this reading challenge from MythTake. So I found out about MythTake, or MythTake Reads, from Books Nest. So Beth at Books Nest did a vlog last July, I believe, where it was Make Your MythTake Reading Challenge, and it was really cool themes of different paths you can take based off these different characters, and each character had different prompts underneath it, and people picked teams of which path they wanted to take or which person or character they wanted to take, and it was so much fun. I had found out about it a little bit too late, and I had already set my July TBR last summer, but this time I found out maybe a week ago, maybe a few days ago, and already started planning for it and really wanted to dive into it. So this year they're doing the Path or Pantheon challenge, where you pick, I think it's one of 5 paths and then one of 5 pantheons. So those, you can pick more than one. Each one has 5 prompts in it, and I'm going to pause myself here. I will put all those details down below if you are interested in joining that challenge. I think they also have a YouTube announcement video, but I found out a lot more about it through Instagram, and I'm also in their Discord channel. So fun fact, this is the first time I've downloaded Discord for, in general, and it'll be for this challenge, and it's already chock full of lots of reading lists, and not just for this challenge, it's all year round, and they talk about different myth and lore books, fantasy books, all that kind of stuff, but you don't necessarily have to have that genre to take part in this reading challenge. It's just a fun communication and fun tool to see what other people are reading. So anyway, all those details will be down below, but I'm trying to give you an overview of what this looks like. Anyway, I am going with what is called the Greek Pantheon. So I'm going to read through, I have my laptop up here, what the different prompts are. So Greek Pantheon, they picked 5 gods or goddesses and then assigned a prompt associated with that god or goddess. So first we have Athena, a book set in a city. Second is Aphrodite, a book featuring romance. Next is Ares, a dark story. Then Hades, first in a series. And then last, Hestia, a book with a fire on the cover or in the title. So that just gives you a sense of what kind of prompts we're looking at for these different paths or pantheons. And I believe paths has a god or goddess from each of the other pantheon lists. So for example, I'm doing the Greek pantheon, there's an Egyptian pantheon, there is a Japanese pantheon, I'm pretty much just reading them to you, a Norse pantheon, and a Yoruba one. So those are all gods and goddesses, or deities. And then, for example, a path, so the Path of Wisdom has, the god Athena, which was the Greek goddess in my Greek pantheon. So, and then 4 other gods or goddesses from the other ones that I listed. So it's kind of cool how it kind of interacts with each other, or you can kind of do some crossover kind of stuff. But from what I've learned or read about this challenge, you must stick with your TBR. So I usually say at the end of my normal monthly TBRs, these are subject to change. This is not the case for these. I'm going to try to stick with the ones that I've picked, and if that doesn't work, then I'll not complete it or just have fun with it, whatever. So let's take a look at the books that I have picked out. First we have Lillian Boxfish Takes a Walk by Kathleen Rooney, and this will be my Athena book set in a city. So this is set in New York City, Manhattan to be more specific, with Lillian Boxfish as she is in the late 1980s, but she kind of on the way to a party. It's about 10 miles or 10 blocks, I can't remember, but she just relives all of her experiences in the city since the 1930s. So the Jazz Age, the Great Depression, all this interesting stuff and history in New York and the United States, and what her experience was and memories of the city, of what she was, who she met, and the experiences that she had. So it's pretty cool. It's been designated as a love letter to a city, or I guess to New York in this case. Then we have Aphrodite's, a book featuring romance, and we have Anna K by Jenny Leigh, and I've heard so much about this book. I know there's also a sequel or a book associated with it, or like has similar characters. I'm not sure because I haven't read the first one. I didn't want to dive too much into what the next one has, but it had very similar like artwork on the front cover. And yeah, I believe this is a modern or contemporary retelling of Anna Karenina, which I have not read yet. I'm thinking about making August or one of the months, not November, for this year, a chunky books only month, and Anna Karenina might be one of those. And yes, it is very, very chunky. I've seen kind of the movie, but I don't think this will be spoilery that much. I don't know, because it's a retelling, and retellings I don't think are supposed to be like exactly to the tooth and nail of what the original story is about, but I feel like I'll be able to make some connections, which is fine. So yeah, I am excited about this. I've heard so many great things about this book, and it just looks stunning. Then we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and this is my Aries or dark story. So this, I've read one of Leigh Bardugo's books already, and that's Shadow and Bone, and I picked up the Six of Crows series or duology as well, so I'm familiar with her work, but I think this is her first adult novel, if I'm understanding correctly, and this is, I believe, dark academia. It's about a secret society, which I think is pretty cool, and it has to do with like forbidden magic and the dead and all kinds of stuff. So this one I'm super intrigued about. I got this at Sundog Books when I was down in Florida, so feel free to check out that bookstore tour. I'll put that up at the top for you to look at later. Then we have Hades, the first in a series. So I picked up The Hobbit from Joseph Beth probably a month or so ago, because first off, I had seen this beautiful, like, I guess it was the whole series and in a leather-bound book at Joseph Beth, and it was just gorgeous. It was minimalist, which was like my favorite kind of style of books, and I wanted to buy it, but it was really expensive, and I didn't know how much I was going to like these books, so I didn't want to put out that much money yet. Like, I know I'm going to like this. I love how I said that. Anyway, so I wanted to take it slower, and I had watched the 3 films, right? Lord of the Rings, Two Towers, and I can't remember what the last one's called. I'm so sorry. But I've seen the movies, and I enjoyed them. I was intrigued. But I know I tried Lord of the Rings, or I guess The Fellowship of the Ring, the first time on audiobook, and was super thrown off because everybody's names started sounding the same. There was so much world building. I was very confused, and I ended up stopping. So since then, I've seen the movies, and now I want to go back and see if I can dive into the books. So I picked up The Hobbit, which I believe technically is the prequel, but you don't necessarily need to have read this to read the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I want to anyway. And yeah, I love the cover as well. This is just a fun, like simplistic one, and pretty small as well. But yeah, I'm hoping to get through that, and then if I like this, maybe I'll get the other books as well, and then cave and buy that beautiful leather bound. And finally, we have Hestia's The Fire on the cover or in the title, and I picked The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And this, I can't tell, is this fire? I'm gonna assume that's fire, because I really don't know. And I had no other books on my shelf that had anything with fire in the title or on the cover. So this was gifted to me by my friend Roddy, and he is a newish bookstagrammer over in New York. And yeah, it was during a like happy spring wish list giving project that he had put on, so he graciously gifted me this. So I know this is part of a series. I don't know too much more about it, but as I've been diving into more fantasy and like sci-fi and YA kind of stories, I'm excited to read through this one. This is pretty chunky, so this might be the last one I attempt out of the 5 that I have picked out for this challenge. So there we go. Those are the 5 books that I plan to read for the Myth Take Path or Pantheon reading challenge for the month of July. And I know I said like, oh, it's too early for planning for July, but that's like next week. That's crazy. And I have a 4-day weekend for observing the 4th of July holiday, and then our summer Fridays for work. I have off that Friday. So hopefully, most likely there'll be some reading. I do have a wedding to go to. I think it's later in the evening, so I could probably read earlier in the morning, which of course I'm going to do that. So yeah, I'd love to hear if you're taking part in this reading challenge. Let me know, or if any of the books sound interesting or you've read them. No spoilers please, but let me know what you thought of them and any others similar that you think I would like. But yeah, I hope that you all are having a great month, a great summer, and enjoying this beautiful weather. If you're in the northern hemisphere, I guess. I mean, I guess anywhere in the world it could be nice, but particularly it is the heat of summer. And yeah, I am going to get back to my reading. I'm in the middle of a reading vlog for Midnight Sun that I'll have out for y'all in the next week or so. But anyway, I hope you have a great day and happy reading.